This is VOA News. I'm Joe Ramsey. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees has warned that it's on the verge of running out of fuel in the Gaza Strip, forcing it to sharply cut back relief operations across the Gaza Strip. The territory has been blockaded and hit by devastating Israeli airstrikes since Hamas militants launched an attack on Israel more than 2 weeks ago. Hospitals in Gaza are struggling to treat masses of wounded with dwindling resources. Health officials in the Hamas-ruled territory say the airstrikes killed more than 750 people between Tuesday and Wednesday. Deaths are adding up by the thousands, and tragic images from both sides of the Gaza conflict are circulating on Palestinian and Israeli social media, fueling mutual hatred that's becoming more ingrained as the conflict deepens. Marcus Harton reports.
The violence has been nonstop as Israeli warplanes bomb Gaza, while Hamas continues to fire rockets into Israel. West Bank protests broke out after last Friday's prayers, and confrontations between Israeli forces and Palestinians left several dead. For the first time in almost 20 years, Israeli jets attacked a West Bank town. On the border with Lebanon, violence is also escalating, raising concerns on both sides that a new war between Israel and Hezbollah might be about to begin. Marcus Harton, VOA News.
Medical supplies and other humanitarian and sanitation equipment were delivered to hospitals around the Gaza Strip on Wednesday, following the entry of the first truckloads of aid into Gaza over the past few days. One of the first aid shipments was being sent to the Nasser Hospital in the southern city of Khan Yunis. This is VOA News. The World Bank has approved a $1 billion loan for South Africa to help it address an energy crisis that has peaked this year with the country's worst electricity blackouts. It has forced South Africa to lean more heavily on its highly polluting coal-fired power stations. South Africa has experienced rolling blackouts for months because of problems generating enough electricity for its 62 million people. South Africa's commitment to its climate change targets are in danger of being affected in the short term. Republican Party member Mike Johnson was elected Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Wednesday, ending lawmakers' 22-day struggle to fill one of the top-ranking leadership positions in the U.S. government. VOA's congressional correspondent, Catherine Gibson, says the House is once again open.
One of the first things he did as Speaker was bring up a resolution condemning Hamas's attack on Israel and expressing the U.S. Congress's need to get behind Israel and support them. We know that he has proposed another short-term government funding deal that would push the issue out into early next year.
The 51-year-old Johnson, a three-term congressman and lower-level member of the Republican leadership, won on a vote of 220 to 209. He is now second in the presidential line of succession. Former U.S. President Donald Trump was fined $10,000 after a judge ruled he violated a limited gag order at his civil fraud trial in New York. The AP's Ed Donahue reports.
Earlier, Trump was ordered not to say anything publicly about the judge's staff. Outside the courtroom, he said,
"This judge is a very partisan judge, with a person who's very partisan sitting alongside of him, perhaps even much more partisan than he is."
Trump has claimed in the past the court clerk is biased against him. But in this instance, he says he was referring to former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen, who had been testifying. The judge said Trump's claim was not credible. The former president is accused of exaggerating the value of his real estate holdings on financial documents. I'm Ed Donahue.
Hurricane Otis roared into the Mexican beach resort of Acapulco as a Category 5 storm early on Wednesday, battering hotels and sending tourists running for cover as it pummeled the southern Pacific coast with torrential rain and fierce winds. Videos posted on social media showed rooms wrecked by the passing of the hurricane, ceilings and walls rent open, windows smashed, and cars partially submerged in floodwaters as the southern state of Guerrero awoke to the disarray left in Otis's wake. Debris was strewn all around lobbies, patio streets, and hotels as the hurricane wreaked havoc across the shoreline. I'm Joe Ramsey, VOA News.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comments section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.